What's up, YouTube? It's King Monyak. Still at it. We're gonna keep this going. Uh, got these good old stories. I tell stories about prison and YA. Uh, my intentions is never to glorify violence, never to glorify that lifestyle, but to tell some real live events. I've been there on them active yards, and I know what the business is. So when I was at Ironwood, man, 2018, man, 2018 on D Yard. I was in building number 4. 4 block is considered the beehive. That's where they send all the bloods. Or and essays or anybody, but for the blacks, that's the beehive. That's where the bloods is at. So I'm up in there, and I remember one day, man, I'm in the shower. So it's 2 tiers. So you got the bottom tier. They got showers on each corner, and then you got the top tier, and you got shower in the middle, shower on the side, and shower on the other side. So it's like a big U shape, the building. And so anyway, I'm on the top shower, and I'm showering. I'm in the shower, and how it works there is so on the right side of the building, that's the Mexican and the whites day room, and on the left side, that's the blacks and the others day room. Others meaning anybody that considers themselves others, Asians, anybody, they got their own card. There's people who basically consider themselves others, but usually Asians and Hawaiian and Islanders and stuff. But anyway, so I'm sitting up in the shower. I'm in the shower. We had Ironwood, and all of a sudden, the yard go down. You know, they hit the buzzer. Something's going on in the yard. So now when you're in the shower and the yard's going down, you don't got to get on the ground and get on the shower, but everybody else in the day room gets down. They got to sit on their butt. Well, I'm in the shower and I'm looking down, trying to see what's going on. Well, I notice there's nothing in the day room. But when I look over to the black side, to the brothers, I see the brothers ain't getting down on the ground that much. I mean, it looks like some commotion. From what I see where I'm at, it looks like some commotion, right? They were on the ground a little bit. But then out of nowhere, I see, now, I don't got the best of eyes. I wear glasses, but from where I'm at, it looks like I see somebody get up, which is due from like 9 Trey or 9-4 Hoover. Yeah, he from Hoover, but I can't remember what Hoover he's from. Anyway, he got CK on him, so he one of the Hoovers that don't think he a Crip for sure. And that's why he over there with the beehives, he over here with the bloods. But I see him get up and fire off on the OG from Brims. Boom. Now, mind you, this is an all blood unit, and I just seen this, but I don't see none of the bloods react. So I'm thinking maybe I didn't just see what I just seen, you know, because I'm from far away. I'm on the distance. So I get out the shower, the yard clears up and stuff like that. But let me describe from what I seen from the shower. It looked like I seen the dude jump up. They was all on the ground. He jumps up, hit OG Catnip from 6 Dude Brims, fired on him. Catnip fell on his knees, and then that was that. Nothing happened. You know, it was shocking, right? That's a triple OG who just got fired on. That's what I seen with my own eyes from a distance. So I get out the shower and I get dressed and I go over there to the black day room to see like what was all that commotion about, you know? And sure enough, I had seen what I seen. The G homie had just got fired on, and nobody responded. And the Hoover just had fired on him, and I was like, damn. So now we got three big problems. We got one. The big problem is this: the G homie just got fired on in the beehive, and the biggest problem is he didn't respond. He didn't do nothing. So that's one problem. He got fired on, didn't fire back, didn't. Second problem is none of the homies activated and responded. But we know why. They could always say, well, you know what? Why the fuck we gonna do something if he ain't did nothing? You know, so that one. But at the same time, we was in the beehive. This is like home base, so it was like it was a real issue. It became a real issue. The third thing was the Hoover had just did this, you know, and that was a big disrespect to to the whole B card, right? And so we got big issues on hands. So everybody's getting together. The homies is getting together and thinking like, well, we got a lot of shit we got to do. We got to clean this up. So anyway, the Hoovers, they handle their own. They end up eventually they clean up their yard. They uh, Mad Cat or something. I don't know his name. I don't want to say the wrong name, but dude from Hoover anyway. Anyway, they end up removing him off the yard. Two of the Hoovers end up getting him because he was in the wrong for firing on the G homie. He was in the wrong. You don't just fire on another car like that in prison. What happened was this. What happened was this. Supposedly, now I wasn't there to hear it, but this was what the story they had said. What had just happened. What had just happened was Catnip, OG Catnip, man, had just called him a bitch. And Groove, the dude from Hoover, Mad Trey, I think his name is Mad Trey, had just got he said, on Hoover, y'all got me fucked up. Y'all gonna have to just pack me out. He jumped up and fired on home. You know, he had to defend his respect, defend his honor. He did the right thing. If you ask me, shit, win, lose, or draw. He jumped up in the middle and heart of all blood unit and still fired on one of the G homies. But he still ended up having to get removed. His homies came and they got rid of him later on that day. The second issue, like I said, the big issue was the homie had just got fired on. He's a G homie, he's a big homie, but at the same time, rules is rules. Nobody's bigger than this B thing, and you got to handle your business, man. Everybody got to handle your business first and foremost. And so now the talk is when something like that happens in prison, you've been disrespected like that, you're no longer welcome to stay here. We can't have you here because that's a sign of weakness for us as a whole. So we got to get rid of you. We have to remove you. And so now the issue is we got to remove one of our older homies, one of the G homies, and who's going to do it, right? Who's going to do it? It came down. It wasn't a big thing as far as who's going to do it. That was designated, but it can cause trouble because it's like he's from LA. You know what I'm saying? He's a G homie from LA, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Depending on who gets him, who removes him, they may have problems later on. But anyway, the Dimmer Lanes, the two dudes from Dimmer Lanes end up removing them. So this is how that happens during trial. Now he knows. Catnip knows he messed up. He been to prison before, or even if he hasn't, he's a G. He knows that you don't let nobody fire on you. I think he was surprised and shocked that it happened because he was so older, like maybe like 60 or something. He's older, and I don't think he didn't believe that somebody would ever steal on him like that, right? And that he would ever have to. He maybe thought them days was over or something. But in prison, you always got to be ready. And so, I'm disappointed that had to happen, man. I don't, I'm not glorifying it. I didn't like seeing it. Kind of broke my heart that the shit happened. But so anyway, we know at Chow we know that at Chow he's about to get removed. It's already official. Homie's already said it, and so when something like that, when something's about to go on like that, and he knows he got it coming too, right? He knows that that's how the rules is. He knows that that's protocol. And so he knows that it's business no matter how old you are, no matter if you my dad, no matter if you my grandfather, no matter somebody's gonna come get you. And so it's his time. And so we walk, I'm at my door, the door open, I look and I see the two dudes. I see it was some Dimmer Lanes, they gonna go get him. And so they walk up to him, sitting down for the blacks. we got hands-on policy, meaning like we're not just about to go stab you up and shit like that. It was a level 3 yard. Hands-on policy, meaning that if we're gonna get rid of you, it's just basically gonna be a 3-on-1. We're gonna come over there, we gotta jump you, and you gotta, and basically once you get jumped, the police know that he can't be here no more because we just 3-on-1 you. If it was something like a 1-on-1, they may bring you back. 2-on-1, they may bring you back if you sign a marriage contract. A 3-on-1, that means he can't be here. He violated the rules, and he has to go. And so that's what it was. And nothing to glorify, man. They jumped on him, and he got removed. And I was there to watch that. But I tell this story because there are no exceptions. No exceptions, no matter how long you've been doing this, no matter who you are, where you're from, there be certain strict politics, certain strict rules, even within every car, even, like I say, even between the blacks, even between the bloods right there, that was protocol. That was a G homie. He was probably the oldest one in the building. But he demonstrated a sign of weakness. I don't know where he's at now, what happened. I know he got removed off that yard. I was there when it happened. I was there when he got fired on. And I was there also when the Hoovers removed they own for violating and disrespecting another car without permission. You can't just go sucking on other people. And that's prison. That's how it's going to happen, man. That's prison in a nutshell. You can't just, even though the dude from Hoover did the right thing, right? That's the only thing to do. In this type of lifestyle and mentality that we have, somebody calls you a bitch, then you have to respond right there, because if you don't, then your own people gonna get on you for not responding, right? So he was in a fucked up situation. He had to do what he did. And the flip side to it was the dudes who made the call to get him off the yard, they did that more out of, I feel, more out of respect, to show that, you know what, we don't agree with what he did and we're going to get rid of him. Or they could have just had other issues with him, I don't know. But that's prison in a nutshell, man. That's prison. So you can see how everything kind of plays out. The other side to the story is this. Like I said, it was 3 issues. One was the homie got fired on. He didn't do nothing. The second thing was the Hoover nigga that did it, he violated and disrespected us on our home turf. So he got to get dealt with. The third thing was the homies who was there in the day room, all the bloods that was there who didn't activate, jump up, and they should have jumped up and fired on the Hoover. They got DP too. So their DP consists of everybody had to go in the cuts, and I think it was 2-on-1. So it was a lot of fades going on. A lot of people had to get DP. I was saved, fortunately, because I was in the shower. I was in the shower's yard. I was in the day room, even though I was there to visualize what happened. I wasn't held accountable as though I should have responded. And so it's little things like that, man, that I won't forget, little shit like that, man, that can go sour. So everybody that day got beat up. And those are the type of rules that they got, So then everybody in the day room who didn't do nothing had to go squabble up, had to go fight, run for like 2 or 3 rounds, 3-on-1. And that is Ironwood politics, Ironwood prison politics. This is King Monye. I tell stories from prison and CYA. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, give me a comment. If you know of anybody I'm talking about in these videos, then you know that I don't say none of this out of disrespect or malice intent. I say it with the intent just to shed light on some things that need to be shed light on, especially if you call yourself involved in these type of gangbang lifestyles, or you involved in any type of drugs or anything like that, any type of lifestyle that may lead to prison. You may find yourself in one of these situations. You guys have a blessed day, and tune in next time.